Hello, it's Gabby here for you. Before we jump onto this week's podcast, I just want to let you know about 2 ways that you can work with me. First of all, I do one-to-one coaching and I do that via Zoom, so we can jump on a Zoom call at a time to suit you. The second thing I've got for you is an online coaching course that's 12 modules that you can download straight away now. There will be a link somewhere around these podcast notes. And this is the course that I've designed, and it's got everything in it that I wish I'd have known when I finished cancer treatment and I was lost. So you can download that course now and you can start working towards making this your happiest and healthiest year ever. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know what you think. Take care. Bye-bye.
Hello, lovely, and welcome back. I want to talk this week about why women often feel lost after cancer treatment ends. And in the last episode, we talked about self-leadership and why you don't need fixing after cancer. And today I want to speak to something many women especially, but many women tell me quietly and often with a sense of shame that doesn't belong to them. That feeling of being lost even when everything looks fine on the outside. So if you were somebody who thought you had your act together and life was going the way that you were planning, if you considered yourself high achieving before cancer, if you thought you had everything sussed out, as I certainly did, I thought I had a plan for my life, this episode is for you. So I want to reflect on maybe why do you feel like this? Because many people say to me, just don't understand why I feel so unsettled. I'm functioning, I'm back at work, my cancer's gone now, my treatment's ended. I should feel better, but something feels off. And what makes this harder is the belief that you should feel grateful. And I talked before about that horrible word, should. That word that quite often is loaded with judgment and can make you feel like you're wrong and everybody else is right. Forget should. There's no should here. So don't feel that you should feel grateful. Yes, of course, we all want to be gracious. But when confidence doesn't return neatly, so many people assume that they're failing. But here's the truth. Women don't struggle after cancer because they're weak. They struggle often because their identity has shifted. And consider this, maybe before cancer, competence carried you. You knew what you were doing. You knew how to perform. You knew how to deliver. You could multitask. You could hold things together. You were so capable. Or that's how it seemed. Maybe not always inside, but you appeared to be capable. And you were doing lots of things. Yeah, you're proud of yourself. You knew you were doing a good job. And cancer interrupts all that. And I want to tell you, you may still be capable, but your tolerance for pressure has changed. And this can create a specific kind of disorientation because there's a real paradox here, because you can look confident, you can sound capable, but internally you feel unanchored. You may feel cast adrift. I certainly did when my medical treatment ended and I was in that no man's land of not being a patient anymore, not wanting to be a patient anymore, but I'd lost that support all around me. But if you're in that space, that doesn't mean you've lost confidence. It just means the old version of you no longer fits your new identity. And for so long, I struggled with, how do I get back to how I used to be? But I want to tell you that not always thinking about it in that way is the right thing to do. Quite often thinking about going back doesn't work because women especially are so excellent at adapting. So many women try and slot themselves back into old roles. But cancer can change how you relate to people around you, how you relate to time, how much energy you've got, how much meaning you apply to things, how your priorities may have shifted. So when dissatisfaction appears, it's not ingratitude, it's growth. And this is not a problem for you to solve. It's just information. It's a signal that something shifted and maybe something needs to change. And here's the reframe that I want to give you. You're not lost. You are between identities. You're moving from one season of your life into another. Just as the shock of, as I was, feeling like quite a well person, feeling like I wasn't ill, from that moment of diagnosis and shifted immediately into being a very sick woman staring death in the face, then going through treatment and then being told, oh no, your treatment's ended now, no evidence of disease. And I was moving into another phase. So all the shift in identities, it's not something we're prepared for. It's not something we are guided through. And that's why this podcast is here for you, to explain the journey that I've been on, which may be similar to yours, maybe not. Maybe some things are similar. I'm not here to say I know everything you're going through, but I can really share my struggles for quite a while of moving between these identities, how I struggled and then how I resolved that. So I want to give you the knowledge that you can get through this, because reframing this into you're not lost, there's nothing wrong with you. You're just between identities. You're shifting from one chapter or one season in your life into another season. And for me, I want to make the next season of my life better than it was before. And I'm going to stop reflecting on everything that I've lost. And I'm starting to look forward to everything who I'm becoming. So between those identities, accepting you're no longer who you were, you may not yet fully be who you are becoming, but you're on that journey. And that space can feel really uncomfortable. But once you get your head around that, that's where clarity lives. That's the sweet spot of thinking, actually, there's a lot in my old life that I'm quite happy to let go of. And there's a lot in my new life that I'm quite happy to create, that I'm happy to plan, that I'm excited to think about my priorities now in this next chapter, rather than the expectation that I lived up to everybody else's priorities. There's more space for my priority. I'm giving myself permission for that. And so this is often where women come to work with me, not because they're broken, not because there's anything wrong with them, but because they're ready to lead themselves differently. They are ready to feel grounded, to trust their decisions, to stop over-functioning, to stop people-pleasing. And so if you're ready to lead yourself differently in this next chapter, you'll find ways to work with me around these show notes. There'll be some links. So thank you so much for being here with me today. It means the world to me that you're listening. If I can help you in any way, reach out to me, ping me a message, jump on a call with me. I want you, as always, to remember, pick and choose what you want, take what you need from this episode, take very good care of yourself, and I'll speak to you very soon.